A judicial tribunal has cleared Eastern Cape Judge President Selby Mbenenge of gross misconduct in the sexual harassment case brought against him by his former secretary, Andiswa Mengo. However, he was found guilty of a degree of misconduct. For more on this, we are joined by our reporter, Zoleka Qodashe. Zoleka, very good morning to you. So this judgment has come out with regards to the judge president, found not guilty with regards to the allegations of sexual misconduct. But the tribunal has also found that Andiswa Mengo, who is the secretary that put these claims against the judge president, that she perjured herself and lied under oath.
That's correct, Katlego. Good morning, and good morning to the viewers. You remember that Section 177 of the Constitution highlights or stipulates that there are three grounds upon which a judge may be impeached. One is if they found guilty of gross misconduct. Two is if they suffer from an incapacity. And three is if they are found to be grossly incompetent. So that is the realm upon which the Judicial Conduct Tribunal was operating within. But now that the judge has been found not guilty of gross misconduct and simply misconduct, that is not a ground upon which he can be impeached. But you remember that after this, the report goes to the JSC, which is also able to come out with a different conclusion and with its own report in relation to the accusations or the allegations of sexual misconduct that have been leveled against Eastern Cape Judge President Selby Mbenenge. But what the report found, or what the tribunal found in relation to Andiswa Mengo, the High Court Secretary, that alleged that between a period of 2021 to 2022, Eastern Cape Judge President Selby Mbenenge made unwanted sexual advances towards her. You'll remember that during the period in which those tribunal sittings were taking place, we got to hear details of salacious messages that were sent from the Eastern Cape Judge President as well, to the complainant, Andiswa Mengo. But you'll remember that there are a series of disputed messages in which depicted sexual acts that the judge president allegedly wanted them to be performed. And you'll remember that he disputed this. And that's also something that is highlighted within the report. But the report also says that she lied, and that's in relation to the incident of the 15th of November 2022. You'll remember, Katlego, that is the day on which Andiswa Mengo says that the judge president called her to his chambers and attempted to expose himself to her. And that is when she said that she then ran out. But you'll remember that the secretary to the judge president said that on those particular days, it was indicated that she actually left after Andiswa Mengo, when Andiswa Mengo actually said that she had left after the judge's secretary, and that essentially that particular incident in the judge's chambers did not happen in the presence of anyone else. So no one else would be there to corroborate or dispute that particular claim. And the Judicial Conduct Tribunal finds that there is no evidence to suggest that that particular incident happened. There's also the dispute over the instances in which the judge president sent explicit photos to the junior staffer. I think an important part of the report as well is that it says that it is not to be deduced that simply because Andiswa Mengo is a woman as well as a junior staffer, where those power dynamics did take place, that she was at a disadvantage, and that in fact those particular messages from the judge president in which there was an exchange between Andiswa Mengo and the judge president were not in fact unwanted. You remember, Katlego, that was the purpose of this particular Judicial Conduct Tribunal, to establish whether there was sexual harassment and whether those messages, the exchange of messages between the judge president as well as the junior staffer, were unwanted, thereby constituting sexual harassment.
Well, it's certainly going to set a precedence for some of those relations that take place between junior staffers and their seniors within the workplace. That's Zoleka Qodashe bringing us a roundup of that report for the Judge President in the Eastern Cape, Selby Mbenenge.